Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas and if you're watching this video, thank you for coming. It means a lot to me. So, just a month ago, Netflix released a brand new Italian series named Motorvalley. I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no idea that series existed before finding it on my recommended. I hadn't found a trailer or any news about it. Yet, I'm a motorsport fan, so when Motorvalley released, of course my Netflix algorithm showed it to me. And yes, it's a motorsport-related series. And yes, I watched it. After watching the 6 episodes of that series, I feel like I've got one or two things to say about it. And since I noticed there is a lack of online reviews about it, I decided to give you mine. Without spoilers, don't worry. Before we start with a review, let's see some of the main elements of the story. Just the basic ones, I'm not going to spoil the plot. The series has 3 main protagonists. The experienced but daring racing director Elena Dionisi, the former racing driver and current mechanic Arturo Benini, and the extremely fast but immature rookie racing driver Blue Venturi. The 3 of them are key members of a poorly established racing team. The story focuses on the attempt of that team to win the Italian GT Championship, and their main rival team happens to be Dionisi's brother's team. Yes, there is also sibling conflict in the series. On their way to completing the season, they will face legal issues, financial problems, and, of course, internal conflicts. That's all I can tell you about the story right now. So, let's move on to what I have to say about it. First of all, I appreciated the authenticity of the racing scenes. The scenes were filmed in actual racing tracks of Italy, such as Mugello and Imola. The whole atmosphere of these scenes is extremely convincing that these are real GT races. There seems to be little or no CGI, resulting in no distracting scenes. Also, when I looked for information after watching the series, I learned that several of the scenes were filmed during real races of the Italian GT Championship. That included actual GT teams appearing in the episodes. Even the real-life racing driver Alberto Nasca appeared in the 4th episode playing himself.
Venturi all'attacco di Nasca per restituirgli il favore.
All of these characteristics make the scenes seem realistic, which makes me appreciate them. Kudos to the creators for that. However, if there's one thing I should complain about when it comes to racing scenes, that has to be the speed. Unfortunately, many scenes feel very slow. I mean, look at these clips from the series. If you have watched at least a little GT racing, I think you can tell that, in the scenes I just showed you, they're driving the cars much slower than actual racing drivers. And sometimes these scenes were distracting me, just because they were too slow. Apart from that, I'm okay with the way the racing scenes were filmed. Too bad I can't say the same about the accuracy of the series when it comes to how motorsport works. At some points it gets ridiculously inaccurate. They are just the classic racing exaggerations that are added just to add a little more action. Dangerous maneuvers, crashing on purpose, overtaking many cars at once as if they're just letting you pass them. There are other inaccuracies too, but I can't mention them in this video because they contain spoilers. But after watching it yourselves, I think you will understand how inaccurate it is. With these inaccuracies, if you want to enjoy it, you should not take it seriously at all. Of course it got various things right and I appreciate it for that, but when it comes to accuracy in general, unfortunately it's mediocre. And now it's time to tell you about the plot. Oh, the plot. I think I hate it as much as I like it. Half of the plot was ridiculous and it wasn't my cup of tea. The other half, I guess I like it. It's really hard for me to tell you exactly how I feel about the plot without spoilers. I'll do my best. On the one hand, the plot was annoying. On the other hand, it looked interesting. On the one hand, it was often ridiculously dramatic. On the other hand, it had some satisfying scenes. On the one hand, the characters looked unlikable. On the other hand, somehow the series actually makes you caring about the characters. To be honest, I think Motorvalley was just trying to be a compelling series with a lot of action rather than a serious motorsport series. And I'm saying that because at many parts it was focusing more on action rather than seriousness. Let me tell you that apart from motorsport racing, it also has plenty of street racing and police chasing. At these scenes, it had Fast and Furious level of action. Fast and Furious fans might find these scenes entertaining, but it's not exactly what motorsport fans like me want to see. This makes me thinking that the target audience of that series was both street racing fans and motorsport fans. I wouldn't want to say that it's necessarily a bad thing, but in some cases it doesn't feel right. I mean, at one moment you see Blue Venturi trying to be a successful driver on the track, and at the other moment you see her having Takumi skills from Initial D on the road. Literally Takumi skills, look at that. Okay, some people might like that. This is just my opinion. Anyway, as you can understand, my opinion on Motorvalley is mixed to positive. There was definitely a lot of Hollywood in it, lack of seriousness. Still, it has things that made me appreciate it. If you have watched the series and you disagree with me at some parts, feel free to tell me your arguments in the comments. Thanks for watching.